Good evening, it's Thursday, July 2nd. I'm Sharon Abobi, and this is Closing Price from FNDATA. We provide the daily data read through the lens of the luxury collectibles markets and the public companies behind them. This episode of Closing Price is brought to you by FNDATA, the market intelligence platform for insights on the luxury markets and related public equities. With a membership, you can unlock access to dashboards, reports, and cutting-edge insights to keep your finger on the pulse of the market and drive your competitive advantage. Learn more at altafndata.com/membership. Today, the two sides of the divergence we track both pointed up. After Monday's stumble, the listed luxury names rallied hard. In Europe, LVMH, Hermès and Kering each closed up more than 3%, and watches of Switzerland jumped almost 4%. And it was not only the stock market saying so. The luxury industry itself sent the same message today. Chanel agreed to buy Charvet, a 188-year-old Parisian shirtmaker, paying to own a piece of craftsmanship that's difficult to recreate, and in the auction room, the collectibles market set another record, this time for the most expensive bottle of tequila ever sold. For months, the pattern has run the other way, with the share prices falling while auctions and private deals stayed strong. Today, for the first time in a while, the two moved together, and both moved up. The one caution is that a single good day does not undo a weak quarter. So the real question is whether this is the start of a genuine turn or simply a one-day bounce. In Europe, LVMH closed up 3.5%, Hermès up 3.75%, and Kering up nearly 3%. Watches of Switzerland led the whole complex, up almost 4% as its bounce off Monday extended into a second day. Burberry and Brunello Cucinelli each added around 0.75%. Richemont finished essentially flat, and Swatch was a lone decliner, off about 1.5%. The US listed names were more mixed. Capri Holdings rose a little over 2%, and Estée Lauder added 1.5%. Ralph Lauren was flat, Tapestry slipped 1.5%, and Movado fell more than 4%. So the conviction was concentrated in the European majors rather than spread evenly across the board. And here's what makes today genuinely notable. That European luxury rally happened even as Wall Street was heavy. The Nasdaq closed down 0.8% and the S&P 500 finished flat. Gold pushed to another record, up more than 1.5% to around $4,140 an ounce. The dollar eased up about 0.5%, and the 10-year Treasury yield ticked up toward 4.5%. In other words, luxury did not rally because the broad markets carried it higher. It rallied on its own. Now, this is the part that the tape didn't show and why these two moves matter beyond the headlines. Chanel did not buy Charvet for growth. It bought it to control something scarce and handmade that it could not build from scratch. When a house that size pays up to secure a small heritage workshop, it is telling you that the rare handmade end of luxury is worth more to it now, even while the mass market cools. And in the world of tequila, a single bottle of Clase Azul, first sold for $250, just fetched $35,000 at auction. It joins a long and growing list of results, from Christie's 7 Old Masters records last week to Sotheby's £420 million London season. So for the first time in a while, the gap between the stock markets and the auctions closed, and it was due to stocks rising in the markets. All quarter, the equity markets has treated luxury as a slowing consumer business and marked the shares down, while the people who actually make and buy these goods did the opposite, buying up the workshops and paying record prices at auction. Today, the share prices moved up toward what these buyers have been saying, instead of away from it. If this is the markets finally catching up to that demand, the records and the deals should keep coming, and the stocks should keep rising with them. But if it is only a one-day bounce, the weakness will return and the gap will reopen. Either way, the demand has been real all along, and today, for one session, the share prices finally agreed with it. For the data behind today's signals, the FNDATA Data Sandbox gives you hands-on access to our market dashboards and datasets, so you can test the divergence and concepts yourself. Book a demo at altfndata.com/book or reach us anytime at info@altfndata.com. I've also added a link in the description of this episode. That's it on Closing Price for today, Thursday, July 2nd. Subscribe to get notifications on new episodes, and if you love the show, please leave us a 5-star rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. I'm Sharon Bobby from FNDATA. I'll talk to you in the next episode. Thank you for listening.